Ahang Bante.
Ahang Bante.
On June 26, Subhuti performed the first ever ordination in the western United States. 70 people squeezed into the Seattle Buddhist Center to witness the ordination of a local mitra, Timothy O'Brien. The ceremony was conducted in Seattle rather than at Aryaloka Retreat Center because Timothy had been seriously ill with pneumonia resulting from AIDS. In fact, he seemed close to death. However, his decision to use the latest Western medicine resulted in a remarkable recovery.
The very instant that the cloth touches his neck, he becomes an ordinary. So watch for it.
When the case had wrapped around my neck, I just thought, oh, it was almost too good to be true. It was somewhat unbelievable. I've been so excited about this moment. It was almost like, wow, this is actually happening to me. It's the best day of my life. I mean, there's just no question about it. I was thinking, well, what else would you compare it with? I mean, the day you graduated from college or, I never got married, and even if I had, it would have been ended by now anyway. So, there's absolutely nothing to compare this day to, and it's just transcended every human experience I've had up to now.
I suppose the first thing is that in trying to find a name for the old Timothy, well, one had to find a rather large name. There's an awful lot of Timothy. He's a bit larger than life. As you probably know, he was very, very near to death earlier in the year, and I was literally on standby. I'd made a promise to him about 3 years ago that, if he told me that the end was coming, that I would just come from wherever I was and I would perform his ordination. And so, inevitably, the name, has some connection with all of that. But the wonders of modern science have released him, at least for a while, from that immediacy. I think many of us who've seen him in the phase when he really was going to die, that was no doubt about it earlier in the year, he was going to die. He should perhaps not really be with us now. But very, very moved indeed by the way he took it. I personally found it one of the most inspiring things I've come across. The extraordinary peace he came to, and the extraordinary devotion to the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha that he manifested. And I think that by the end, that is at his time in England, what really kept him alive was the Buddha, Dharma and Sangha. I don't think there was much else doing it. The body wasn't really up to very much, to be frank. He had come upon something that went beyond death. He'd come upon something that was bigger than death, that made death, in a sense, irrelevant. I remember Timothy saying to me a long time ago, yes, I've got a terminal illness, but so have you. We've all got a terminal illness, and we've all got to come to terms with it in the way that the old Timothy did. So, all right, but the name that sums all that up to me is Amara. 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 The deathless, the immortal, the undying. That's who he becomes.
Sadhu! Sadhu!